I compare putting a trip like this together to smashing your head against a brick wall a whole bunch of times and then having to put up makeup on to pretend that it didn't actually happen. But I love it. This is what we live for. It's Viva Mexico, Yayo Tequila, and Siempre Tequila, bringing a whole bunch of folks together at the same time to show them who we really are. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Who would have thought just making the go bags takes so much damn time? Hazmat jumpsuits are for Arandas. What are they doing with hazmat jumpsuits and ski masks? Arandas is a town where there's not a lot of tourists. In fact, you turn a couple heads by just speaking English. It's horses, it's cowboy hats, it's ranching, but then it's also very Mexican. It's kind of like Texaco. This time of year, Uncle Josh, it is really dusty. Really dusty. And when you're gonna go on an ATV ride in the agave fields, ripping around at 50, 60 miles an hour, you're gonna need this or else your eyeballs are gonna fall out. And so when you receive this in your bag, we're not telling you where we're going or what we're doing, but you should get the message.
Because there was so much that we were trying to accomplish in these, I think, 3 days, one of my concerns was that we weren't gonna, I didn't know how we were gonna make this happen.
So day 1, arrival in Guadalajara. So our guests are gonna arrive in 3 groups. They're greeted by a designated host who we need to assign. So somebody who's gonna go in the shuttle to the airport and welcome everyone.
I don't have my phone. Google Maps, Guadalajara airport to the hotel. It's...
Fuck, 1 hour.
Cluster fuck, here we go.
No, but let's do like one step at a time though. So let's just worry about picking up right now.
A little overwhelming,
profile.
but we're gonna get
And
this
also a lot
done.
of pressures. They said that also would change.
I think they're gonna go home either loving it or hating it.
People need an itinerary, and you can't just write that shit on a piece of paper, so we're just making a graphic itinerary for every day, so we know what they're prepared for, but we don't want to give away too much, you know what I mean? So I'm just trying to hint towards the things that we're doing.
So we do want to leave a little bit of mystery for the guests to get them excited about what to come, but also it's a little bit of a safety net for us because we never really know what's going to happen when you're in Mexico.
So when our friends first come to Arandas, we're going to pull up to this ranch. There's going to be a cow because what's a party without a cow? We're going to make a milk the cow, and then we're going to have a ranchero sort of breakfast, and then we're going to do some agave harvesting and some lessons from Sergio Cruz. Haul some chairs, build some tables. A lot of other brands bring VIP guests and influencers on Mexico visits. You know, you get a lot of feedback from people that go on these trips and they go, well, it was really, really cool. We ate at a Michelin star restaurant. We got into a nice, luxurious Sprinter van and it drove us to a great hotel. And then we went to the distillery and then came right back home to the hotel and ate at another Michelin star restaurant. We want you to do what we do when we're in Mexico.
Alex has this tendency to, I call it, he puts a lot of things in his cart. Like he just loads up the cart with everything that he wants to see done. But at the end of the day, in reality, we just don't have enough time. I was a little concerned that we weren't going to get all this stuff done.
They're going to be learning how to rope. Then they're going to come in and get their hat branded. Maybe ride a horse, maybe ride a bull. See what happens.
We flew in 15 people from all over America who are influential people in the spirits industry, in the cocktail scene, and have like big Instagram followings. So these are really important people in our community, not just for Siempre, but for the tequila category as a whole. So we're like, what if we bring them all together, show them what Siempre is about, show them how we can collaborate and work with other tequila brands. So Alex got together with Yayo and with Viva Mexico, and we just pooled our resources and just did this big, awesome trip in Mexico together.
It is tradition, it's Siempre tradition to not show up at the airport without beers, snackeritos. What kind of host are we? It was on a cooler of ice with glorious things.
you're landing in Guadalajara airport, and some people have never been to Mexico before. It can be a little overwhelming. So we want to make sure that they had a soft landing, both literally and figuratively. So just to set the tone, right? Like, this is gonna be a fun trip. We're a cool team, and we have your back.
I don't know what's going to happen. I feel like the itinerary has been very vague. There's like some clues. We're trying to piece everything together. Really, the biggest thing I'm hoping is to make a really good connection with the guys behind the brand. If you want to learn about tequila, if you want to learn about anything, you got to get boots on the ground. You got to be there and just dive in, immerse yourself.
I think the cool thing is that we are going to go to the motherland where the tequila is made. However, we also need to see where it is enjoyed, and that is in the cocktail scene in Guadalajara, out in the streets. It is made in a small town, but it is enjoyed in big cities like this.
Holy fuck, though, welcome. My role in setting up this trip is making it a really difficult trip for everybody to help me set up. Look, if it ain't fun, it ain't worth it. So we just had to make it awesome.
Vienes soltera, te desatan otras cosas. Es libre de la mente, como la hermana. Mueve ese cuerpo como Juana la cubana. Le dije, vete, vámonos a la fiesta esta mañana. Hacemos mucho ruido, yo pegando la campana. La mirada me choca, esta noche loca, loca.
It's very simple. You get one coin. Two bartenders are battling. They're both making cocktails. Each bartender has a piggy bank. If you think a bartender makes a better drink, you put the coin in the piggy bank, then you ring that fucking bell. Whoever has the most coins is the winner. That's what it is. 5,000 fucking pesos, bro.
Fucking delightful. Mueve ese cuerpo como Juana la cubana. Le dije, vete, vamos a la fiesta de la mañana. Hacemos mucho ruido, yo pegando la campana. La mirada me choca. Esta noche loca, loca, loca. Esta noche loca. She drives me crazy by the way that she moving. She invite me to the party, you know that I'm grooving. Dice que ella se queda la noche. Vente, mami, traigo mi coche. Volamos pa' mi casa, casa, casa. Y yo no sé qué pasa, pasa, pasa. Volamos pa' mi casa. Y yo no sé qué pasa.
We're just getting set up now. People are coming. You want to come see what we've got over here? What do you think it is? What's black and white and goes moo? We got a cow. I don't know if you guys know. Pajaretes is like Mexican Starbucks.
So we're literally milking a cow, which most of these people probably have never done, and putting in coffee and cinnamon, tequila, and that's it. And there you have it. It's a pajarete.
It's like an individual experience for each person. So if you can just help them understand, like some of them have never been to Mexico. So very slow, individual experience. Let them see it, like lighting it on fire. Like we're not ripping them out. And seriously, like for each one person, there is something magical about seeing the drink being made in front of your eyes, understanding the steps and the process. Because if you just take it and it's already done, you don't get that magic. And with a situation like this one, with a damn cow, you really want to accentuate that magic.
I guess I didn't know that we were different than other tequila brands until we started hearing about people's experiences when we bring them down to Mexico. I've been hearing that our trips are a little different. We actually show people what Mexico really is. And I think other brands maybe give you a less authentic taste of Mexico.
So humidors in the morning, they'll have a pajarete before work. Mm-hmm. The cow, like the milk, the raw milk has like enzymes and it gives you energy. There's a little bit of coffee and chocolate milk in there. So we use, so this is like still strength, but really, really high proof, like deep into the heads of the distillation. So it's 85% alcohol. One pajarete, he's ready for work. 2 pajaretes, it's an aphrodisiac, he's calling his wife. 3 pajaretes, he's passed out underneath the fucking tree and he's not going to work. So you gotta limit yourself, you know what I mean?
So this is like spiced hot chocolate, straight from the cow. And absolutely delicious.
today, tomorrow, and the next day a whole journey of knowing how to be a ranchero, knowing to be a tequilero, and we'll have a lot of fun. There are many companies that they stick to the rule. Tequila has to be done this way, and they don't change. And for us, it's a challenge. Why not? Let's do different things, use different type of barrels, change the method that we use, so we can create a big variety. So when many companies, they say, let's keep it traditional, we say, why not? Let's innovate. Welcome to 1414. Now, as you can see, we have different sizes of piña. Here's what we say: size doesn't matter. Sugar content, yes. That's what we're looking for. This distillery is about, in every step, going back to the soil. Okay, different soil, different time in cooking, different time of extraction. And every step will be combined process and do different things to get a unique profile. This Taona is of volcanic stone. This is really heavy, so it helps to press and extract more sugar content. Second thing is, with this, you don't break the fiber, so it releases lignina. It's gonna make a such more complex product, and also it will add minerality to the product because of the tone. Next step, fermentation. For us at 1414, fermentation is a really important process. Why? Because we don't add any chemicals to accelerate the process, and we like to play with the yeast. So it's gonna be wild yeast, it's gonna be rum, champagne, sake, beer yeast. We like to do that to create different profiles, and that differences between the yeast, we're gonna try it in these three products. So we're gonna have Viva Mexico, Siempre, and Yello. We're gonna start telling the difference of a product because of the yeast.
You have been to the agave fields, you've learned about agave, harvest, cooking, crushing, fermenting, distilling, barrel aging. You're an expert. Let's put your money where your mouth is and see if you can actually do what we do, right? We wanted people to experience what it was like as a tequilero to have to come up with profiles for different people and introduce it to the world without getting tomatoes thrown at you. What we did for the competition was we split everybody up into teams, and at the table they had all of the tools that we would use for mixing and blending. At a station at the end of those tables, we had a spread of all the different blancos and parts of the distillation that they could use to make their own blend. So we had barrel samples of añejo, we had heads and tails of the distillation, and we had blanco tequilas where we used different yeasts, experimental ones or common ones that Viva Mexico, Tequila, Yello, and Siempre actually use in their production. We made them the experts, or the brand makers, and put their skills that they learned to the test.
I think we came in strong. I think we got a 3-blend mix that we're proud of, and we're proud to share this with Mexico.
At the end of them making what their team thought was the best blend, we had the head of each group come up and present to the judges what they made, how they made it, and why they think it's great. They had to sell it to us.
So our blend here is an equal parts blend. It's Tahona, Añejo, and Sake. It comes in at 49.06 ABV.
The idea was to go for a high-proof oven that would appeal to the agave aficionados, but also mass appeal. So it's approachable, it's easy to drink.
I think at first people didn't realize how intense it was going to get, or even how to do a proper blend. But in the end, they made some really great stuff. If I were to describe Arandas in 3 words, I would say I'm drunk, full, and had a good time. That's not 3 words. Motherfucking awesome. absolutely magical place. If I were to describe Arandas in 3 words, I would sit here in front of the camera trying to say a bunch of words a million times because you need a whole damn dictionary to describe how cool it is.
It's been a hell of a trip in the best way possible.
Thank you to all the brands for bringing us out. It's been a fucking great time.
It's been awesome. The people are great, and we're drinking some amazing tequila, having a great time.
I want to walk away from this trip being able to take all 3 of the blancos from each of the brands, and just by getting the aroma, not even tasting it, to be able to know the difference. Within the first day, that felt very achievable.
What an experience it's been. Traveled to the agave fields, toured the distillery. We blended our own signature blend, and I can't wait to see what tomorrow has in store.
Having birria for breakfast is a great experience. You just get this plate of amazing red broth and this goat meat that is just fall off the bone awesome. It's always packed, loud, people playing music, waitresses and waiters running all over the place trying to keep up because it is the hot spot in the morning.
It did cross my mind that this trip would be a little much for some people who might not have experienced Mexico before. The region of Arandas is so unique because you're in cowboy country.
Hey, look, if you're gonna show up in Mexico without a cowboy hat and then come to Arandas, you're gonna need a cowboy hat.
El Reparo is our favorite store when we're down there, where you can get your cowboy boots, your cowboy hat, any cowboy gear that you need. So we knew we had to bring them down there and get suited for whatever we had in store for them.
They're selecting their hat. From there, they have it fitted, so they're all one size, but they put it on this little steam machine where they can kind of stretch it out a little bit, make sure it fits nice and snug. And then from there, they pick their brand and then light it up, brand the hat, and Bob's your uncle.
Really do think that they had no idea what they were jumping into. But with the little information that they did have, they jumped in, and I guess they were just ready for anything, so.
What are we doing here?
We're wrangling.
We're wrangling? We're just doing some cowboy stuff today.
Now we're gonna learn how to actually be cowboys. So everyone had a little welcome package, they had a lasso. And if we look over here, we have a horse, we have a little kind of fake bull here, and we're gonna have some fun.
Your left hand is here with the reins, and the right hand, your swing.
Being a cowboy, right? Like roping is a natural thing that a cowboy has to do on a ranch.
Yeah.
But then it evolved into a sport to see who the best rancher was.
Yeah.
That's how we fucking live life, man. It's some cowboy shit. Even when we're trying to relax and have fun, I stack the deck and I make it back-to-back action. I crave chaos, and that's how our brand is.
Hell yeah. I don't know where we're going, but we're going in this. That's right, there it is.
Alex, what happened in the tire?
What happened is what happens every fucking time.
There's supposed to be air in the tire. Someone stole the air from the tire.
I'd like to add that we made some pretty good friends, and I feel like we broke some barriers between how brands are perceived. We're just people working our asses off, trying to make something happen and build a dream. And influencers are just regular folks that are busting their ass trying to build a dream. We're all in it for the same reasons. We're all working really hard. That was a cool fucking group. A moment where we felt like, wow, this really came together was at the very end, when people had had this super long day of adventure and this ended up at Sergio Cruz's ranch, and we surprised them with giving them their very own personalized bottle with a blend that they competed and made themselves.
The gift that we have for you guys I don't know if you're gonna like it or not. Just come get your limited edition bottle.
This is one of the coolest projects we've been able to do. And all around, just an amazing experience to do this. And then for them to give us this bottle for us to keep is really special.
I'm happy to see everyone's reaction to the trip that we put together. I'm proud of our team that made it all happen. And I'm happy that 3 tequila brands who you would think might be competitors in the space could come together and throw such an amazing event for people to get to know us. Do I have a favorite moment? My favorite moment when we were at the campfire. It was done. It was over. It sounds like Alex wants to do these more often and make them bigger and even better than they already are. So I'm kind of scared and nervous. But we're gonna get it done.
All right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right. You want a beer or no?